Friends, so we are back again in our same chapter. Now we will be discussing about asexual reproduction in animals. So as we have already known that the single organism is involved in asexual reproduction, and it's very common in lower animals like hydra, starfish, etc. So now there are some methods of asexual reproduction. So asexual reproduction is a method of reproduction without the need of a second parent. And it's very common in lower animals like hydra, starfish, etc. So some common methods of asexual reproduction in animals include budding and fragmentation. Budding is common in plants also, and it's common in animals also. Budding. So the process of budding is very similar to that in plants like yeast. There is also a small outgrowth that is called as bud. It develops on the body of the parent organism. The nucleus that divides into two nuclei. One nucleus migrates into the bud grows and that develops into new organism. And when it gets matures, it detaches from the parent organism. And a new animal that is like in case of yeast, it grows. They lead an independent life. This is common in case of hydra. So here also same thing happens. A small outgrowth called buds are formed. The nucleus is divides into two nuclei. One nucleus reaches to these buds, and the bud grows and it forms a new organism, and it detaches from the parent organism and leads an independent life. It is more common in hydra. Fragmentation. So in some organisms, the whole body it divides into many parts or fragments, and each part develop into new organism. This process is called as fragmentation. It is also observed in hydra, starfish, earthworm. Sexual reproduction in animals. Now, in case of animals, most animals they reproduce sexually. In animals, sexual reproduction takes place by two methods. One is by laying eggs, and that animals are called as oviparous animals like frog, lizard, hen, etc. And one is by giving birth to young ones, that is called as viviparous animals like dog, cat, human beings, etc. So this is a representation of sexual form of reproduction. That is, in sexual reproduction, the male parent produces the male gamete, and the male gamete is called as sperm, and the female parent it produces a female gamete, and that female gamete is called as ovum or egg, and both the gametes then fuse to form zygote. And this process of fusion of male gamete with the female gamete is called as fertilization. After fertilization, the zygote it divides repeatedly and it increases in size to form an embryo. The embryo then ultimately develops into a new individual. So this is the representation of sexual form of reproduction. I am repeating once more. The male parent produces the male gamete, and that is male gametes are called as sperms, and the female parent produces the female gamete, it's called as ovum or egg. Now both the gametes then fuse to form zygote. The process of fusion of the male gamete with the female gamete is called as fertilization. So after fertilization, the zygote it divides repeatedly and increases in size to form an embryo. And this embryo afterwards ultimately develops into a new individual. So some home assignments for you. Question number 1. Name any two animals for each of the following. Reproduction by binary fission, that reproduce by budding, give birth, lay eggs. So students, here we had finished this chapter, and I will be giving you the review questions based on these chapters in our next video. Thank you.